We've got one last top 10 list to break down, and that is for the best new elements introduced in 2024. It's so easy to get distracted by new sets and minifigures, but ultimately those are made up of the most important thing of all, parts. So hey, let's take a closer look. Number 10 is a fun one. I first encountered this piece with the Chinese New Year sets. It's very similar to pieces that have actually been released in the past. It is a new ornamental fence design. This time, it's more circular in nature than the other variant with which you might be a bit more familiar. That one's a little more squared off. It's my dream that one day this will be used in yet another Ninjago City build. We'll see what happens. The next element is the 3x3 quarter circle brick. This piece finally fills in a gap that has been left behind by the 2x2 and 4x4 corner bricks over the years. Both those elements have been around for decades, and we're finally seeing that gap close, like we've seen with other similar curved pieces in the last few years. So far, the element has only been produced in white and trans clear, but hopefully over the next few years, we'll see a lot more colors added to that list. The number 8 spot is a pretty recent addition to LEGO's part portfolio, and that is the new tulip element. I mean, who amongst you is not a sucker for LEGO plants? And this delightful little piece has all sorts of great connections to work with too, including the smaller micro bar at the top and bottom, and then a regular bar to place this inside too. So the great thing about this is that you can actually stick it on the end of your regular old flower stems. So far, this element has only been included in 2 colors with the Botanical Gardens. That's going to be yellow and bright pink, but I'm guessing we will see a lot more recolors in a lot of sets, whether that be City, Friends, maybe even Minecraft, definitely Animal Crossing. Who knows? But there's going to be a lot of these flooding the market very soon, I imagine. Number 7 is a really fun one, and I think it's something that medieval fans have wanted for a long time. That is this wood detailed door, released in the Medieval Town Square set, I believe. Since then, it's already come out in a few different colors and been in plenty of sets, and will likely continue to be as long as LEGO does some sort of medieval stuff. For years now, LEGO has been stickering elements to give this effect. This ends up being a much better solution, and I think it's going to be a popular element for years to come. Number 6 is a Technic element. I don't do a lot of Technic dabbling, but when I do, the angled Technic axle coupler tends to be a very useful and easy to use piece. So it was really fun when this year we were introduced to a new variant of that at a brand new angle. I've lost my note apparently, but off the top of my head, I believe the angle is 168.5 degrees. So it's a very wide angle, especially compared to the other ones. But I hope this opens the door for other useful angles and more expansions to this part of the Technic system. I still would love to be able to use an element like this to recreate the endurance. However, none of them are created at the specific angle I need to get 12 segments. Hopefully this gets us one step closer in that direction. Number 5 is something that I think a lot of LEGO Harry Potter fans have wanted for years, and that's some custom wands. This year's minifigure scale Ollivanders introduced a new pack of wands given to you in 2 different colors for this set. I don't know if this is going to be something they'll ever include in sets again. I think of last year's Spell Pack, which just disappeared off the face of the earth after being included in a single set. But hopefully we'll see these pop up in more bigger sets in the future to give everyone more unique wands. This by no means suggests the original 2018 wand design is going anywhere. In fact, we're starting to see that element pop up in plenty of other themes outside of Harry Potter. Most recently, in the upcoming botanical sets, it's used in some of the flowers, and I believe yellowish green. So don't worry, it's not going anywhere. But I hope we see more of these, and also the other wand piece that was introduced last year with the stud on the end, which mysteriously is also vacant from all of the 2024 sets. The number 4 spot is a very specialized element, but I really enjoy it quite a bit because it gives my favorite set of the year a great deal of extra functionality. That's this modified inverted 2x6 tile that works seamlessly with the relatively new Archimedes gear to extend the boom remotely on the LEGO construction crane from LEGO City. Now, I'm far too stupid to figure out what to do with this element, but I'm really hoping that the designers will find continued uses for this piece to bring other easy functionality and movement to more sets in the future. I think there is a lot of potential here, and even if we don't see this element resurface again, I think just the amount of fun and play it brings to this one set made its development worthwhile. At the number 3 spot, I've got some more specialized Harry Potter elements. Those are the brand new potion bottles, or I believe they're called Florence flasks. They're absolutely huge when put next to minifigures, but how are these not just the most awesome elements ever? I hope we get a ton more recolors of these, definitely in trans bright green, trans dark blue. Lots of potential for these guys. They look so cool on the shelf of your medieval alchemist. I've always enjoyed the potion bottles that they've done over the years. I've got a good collection of the previous design, but just to see these side by side is so satisfying. I cannot wait to get more of this particular element. The number 2 spot goes to an element you'll find all over Speed Champion sets, but it's going to be far more useful than just for some mere car detailing. That's the 1x2 angled tile. But this particular element has already been recolored in numerous different shades already, which is great to see. This piece in particular is going to be especially useful for mosaics, floor tiling, things of that nature. And obviously, it looks great on the Speed Champion sets too. As LEGO has delved a bit deeper into specialized tiles with things like the macaroni tiles, the 1x1 dots tiles, I feel this was inevitable, but that doesn't make finally seeing it any less awesome. And I'm glad that it's already in so many different colors. We're only going to see a lot more of them in 2025. The number 1 spot is almost a similar situation. This is a piece that probably should have come out, 20 years ago, but hey, better late than never. And that is the 1x2 by 2/3 roof tile, finally, without a grate down the middle. I first encountered this piece on yet another car, the Weasley car from Harry Potter, but I hope to see this produced in every color imaginable. It's going to be such a great element, especially for architectural detailing, whether that be at the top of the pillars or even for just a nice smooth little overhang. The potential for this is virtually endless. But yeah, it's been an interesting year for pieces, honestly. I feel a lot more emphasis was set towards minifigure parts specifically, and a lot of the regular brick elements that we saw this year were either way too specialized to ever be useful or are just simply cheater pieces, basically 2 bricks molded together. But it is worth pointing out though that another highlight of this year's part selection were the numerous recolors that were given for not only the new elements but also existing elements, and even some recolors being brought back after decades, of being absent from the LEGO portfolio. Stuff like that was really, really good to see. However, I'm still waiting for a 2x2 olive green tile. One of you LEGO designers out there, if you could make that happen, that'd be awesome. And while you're at it, recolor olive green flower stems. I know they'll be the new variant, but I'll take what I can get at this point. But that's all I've got for this time. Probably that's all I've got for this year. So yeah, have yourself a great life, and I'll see you in 2025.